Welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to have an overview about the Ensemble learning section or the Ensemble method section. You can call it Ensemble learning, you can call it Ensemble methods, and we will see what do we mean exactly by this in this section. Okay, so let's have an overview about this section. We will start by understanding the idea of Ensemble learning. So when we say Ensemble learning, what do we mean exactly by this? Then we will understand the idea of bootstrapping. Okay, this might be a little strange at first, but once we understand it, you will see it really makes sense and it fits in the Ensemble learning. And then we will understand the idea of bagging, the equations, the theoretical part, and even the coding part. So how you can understand it conceptually, how you can understand it theoretically, and how you can implement it yourself. And then we will discuss something called out-of-bag error. So this is the error we used when we use Ensemble methods or we use specifically bootstrapping and bagging. Okay. After that, you will see that we now know what we mean exactly by random forests. So we will implement the random forests from scratch. So in order to understand bootstrapping, bagging, and out-of-bag error, you will see that all these together construct the random forests, right? So we will implement the random forests from scratch, just like what we did in the KNN and in the decision trees. So you will understand better what do we mean exactly by these concepts. After that, we will perform hyperparameter tuning. So we will first start by discussing what are the different hyperparameters of the random forests, and then we will see how we can perform hyperparameter tuning and if the results are better, by how much, and so on. And then once we finish this part, once we discuss the different hyperparameters of the random forests, we will discuss the idea of boosting. Okay, so we have bagging and boosting. So till here we understand what do we mean by bagging, but we don't really know what is boosting. Okay, so we will go and understand what do we mean exactly by boosting, and we will see and discuss and understand one of the boosting algorithms called ADA boost, short for adaptive boost. And this is one of the most famous boosting algorithms. Of course, it's not the only one, but if we are going to discuss every single algorithm for every single method, then this section can be 30 hours or 40 hours long. But if you understand the most important ones or the most famous ones, then all the other algorithms can be understood very easily on your own. Okay, so let's go to the next lesson, and you will see that throughout the section we are explaining the conceptual part, the theoretical part, and the coding part. So by the end, you will know everything about Ensemble learning and Ensemble methods. So let's get started in the next lesson by first importing the data, right? The data set that we are going to use to apply the Ensemble learning and the Ensemble methods, which is the adult data set that we used before. And by the way, once we finish all this, we will go to the project. So there is a project for this section, and the data set for this project is coming from Kaggle. And this dataset contains information about different vehicles, and we want to predict the selling price for these vehicles. Okay, so we will use the Ensemble methods to do so. Okay, so let's get started in the next lesson.